there are numerous potential technologies out there. The private industry, quite frankly, is not interested in funding and researching. And that historically has become more of a public responsibility. As I've tried to point out, the big international mining companies are interested in profits and cutting their cost. And so they're going to do whatever they can do to do that. And you know what? That's all right. That's what business does. It's the responsibility of people in public office to see to it that the best technologies are made available, that the best research and information is made available, and that the rules and regulations are in place to protect the health and the safety of workers, our community, and our environment. That's our job, and that's all right too. And that's something that I don't shy away from. I think it's critically important. Help us develop technologies that are less environmentally destructive, technologies that would utilize the mineral resources that are in the basic bedrock, so that we don't have as much waste and the pollution.
Congressman Nolan is going to today propose more federal spending on mineral research. And so my question for him is, where do we find this money? We have an opportunity right now where we know where there is money to fund this mineral research and this environmental research. And it's with our mining operations on the Iron Range. It's with putting another line into production at Keewatin Taconite, or allowing Mesaba Nugget to move forward. Pie-in-the-sky federal spending is now where it's at. We're at a point in this country where we don't have the money.
You know, no less than the National Academy of Sciences, the public and land grant colleges, the mining associations, and numerous experts on these subjects from all over the country have all called for a new research initiative to advance these technologies and to protect our environment because of the dangers associated with mining. And we're one of the few states in the nation that doesn't have a research center. Oh. And we don't have a national public policy on mining minerals and the environment. It's something that's desperately needed, and this is the place to do it because of the plans here that are underway for our future.
If Mr. Nolan's plans to suggest that we invest more tax dollars to study mining, he'll be telling the hardworking people of this district that he is out of step with their current plight. People don't want more taxes and fewer jobs. They want just the opposite of that. Politics has changed a lot the past 32 years since Mr. Nolan has left elective office. But even then, I have to believe that the voters wanted their member of Congress to understand their needs and work to address them. More federal funding for federal research will not get the hardworking people of this district back to work. We need a leader in Washington, D.C. who recognizes that the three most important issues in this election are jobs, jobs, and jobs.
National Institute of Health has advanced numerous advances in health and science that have been very, very beneficial, not just to the medical community, because they're dedicated to doing it and doing it right, but it's been very beneficial to the American public. We didn't increase American life expectancy in a little over a generation from 47 years to 77 years by not spending money on fundamental, basic, and applied research. And that's what this is all about. If you're going to advance the ball, if you're going to improve the human condition, if you're going to uncover new technologies and make new discoveries, you have to make the commitment to doing the fundamental, basic research that is there. And that's why there's over 50 such research centers around the country on health, on coal, on water, on the environment.
Right now we are using science, observational science that's more than 70 years old. When in fact we already have current taconite operations, we have agricultural and wastewater operations in this state, in this region, in this city that far exceed what we're trying to hold these particular operations to. Remaining in the bureaucratic permitting process and letting science dictate sulfate standards are key components to getting people to work back in this district. This federal regulation, these permitting processes have stymied that progress. We're talking about real jobs that could be created immediately. I'm calling on my opponents in this race to say that they in fact support mining and support these projects and will in fact do just that.
Historically, public officials did step up, and we put an end to the pollution of Lake Superior with taconite tailings. We put an end to the sulfuric emissions that were in the air that were destroying our forests and lakes. We instituted health and safety regulations to protect our workers. The mining companies nowadays, at least the ones that I talk to, and I've talked with many of them, they're okay with that. They understand that there's a new era and a new demand where they're going to have to do these things and do them right if they're going to go ahead. So what I hear them saying is, to me personally, is you don't have to abandon all these rules and regs. Tell us what you want us to do and we'll do it.
I believe regulation should be enforced, absolutely, but in the state of Minnesota, we have what amounts to a technicality where we have this sulfate standard being enforced here. We're the only state in the country that has such, and I'm simply saying that we put this on hold while the scientific studies are being done.
We have a time-limited opportunity here in northeastern Minnesota as it relates to mining and mineral extraction. From everything I've seen, there are some potential technologies out there that would enable this to go forward without harming our communities, our workers, our environment. Those are things that we need to study and get more knowledge about and advance those technologies, because the results of where we're moving here in the future are very important for our generation. But it's important to note that this is generational. The consequences that will flow from this are not just something we're gonna have to live with the rest of our lives. This is something Minnesota's 8th District will have to live with forever. And you can't underestimate the importance of that.